Broken Ocean Monument seeds aren't too out of the ordinary when it comes to Bedrock Edition, but this seed from Your Local Knight on Reddit takes that to a whole new level. But to get there, we of course have to start off with the spawn, and this is your spawn right inside a pretty decent sized forest, right next to a very decent sized cherry blossom biome over here, with also just on the edge of the cherry grove a little village over there. And on the other end of the cherry grove is actually the Ocean Monument, because you just gotta head yourself over to these courts right over here, past this forest right here, follow the direction the cows are going, and then if we head just over here, then we could see another one of these huge, magnificent, and beautiful trenches that just so happens to have an Ocean Monument right inside of it. Which, yeah, typically would already be crazy enough, but the crazier thing is the fact that when we actually look inside this trench, not only does it go literally all the way to the bottom of the world, we can also see exposed Ocean Monument right outside of the water. How often do we manage to see something like this? The answer, hardly ever. But this seed obviously is an exception, and what an exception it is, and what a piece of beauty this thing actually is. I mean, seriously, not only do we have like the legs going all the way up and down to the bottom, but because of the way Ocean Monuments generate with water, that means we have some really mesmerizing looking broken water right here, which sort of gradually goes its way up and up and up and out and out and out, as well as having this little bit of a exposed ocean we could see right here, probably thanks to the cave generation we can see around the place. But that also means we have a little bit more exposed Ocean Monument right here, which means clearing this thing, it's gotta be one of the weirdest types of challenges you would probably experience, or probably one of the easiest if I'm honest. I mean, you have pretty much no worry about oxygen, no worry about like any elder guardians or guardians shooting at you, especially with all this cave generation all over the place. I mean, of course, when you're inside of it, that's a whole different story. And even the Ocean Monument inside the water still looks really, really cool with these really long spires going all the way down to the bottom of the world too. And speaking of which, while we are at the bottom of the world, if you actually somehow manage to hit yourself right underneath here, we can not only see that the pillars go all the way down to bedrock, but below the bedrock, what we might be able to see is a certain, something sitting itself right over here. And some of the loot inside the chest, you know, it's not too bad. It could be better, but it's not too bad. The only thing is you are never going to see that loot ever, because if we go back into Spectator, we can see this entire thing is covered by bedrock. So yeah, even though there's some pretty half-decent stuff in there, you're never gonna see in survival, unless you can manage to find a way to break bedrock in survival. But even though obviously like the Ocean Monument is the key element and the key feature you want to check out inside the seed, that doesn't mean that's the only thing inside this seed, because if you just hit yourself off over in this direction right over here and hit yourself down just a little bit, we can also see a rune portal that's literally sitting itself on top of nothing. Nothing at all, nothing but ocean. Meaning you just have this floating rock of netherite literally right in the middle of this entire thing. Meaning if for some reason, if you want to both drown yourself and burn yourself to death, then you do have that option and that possibility. And with that wonderful option pointed out, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.